welcome to you both, Chelsea and Jana. We're waiting for one person to attend, but we're going to get started anyway because I'm conscious that we said we'd start at 3. So welcome to this NUS Extra webinar. My name's Rachel and I'm the Marketing Manager here at NUS. This webinar is designed to introduce the NUS Extra card to those who know a little bit or nothing about the NUS Extra card, and the aim is to give you enough information to go and push NUS Extra sales within your union and therefore help you to make more commission. So before we start, I'd like to tell you just a little bit about the next webinar platform. We will host a short presentation to begin with. This is the bit where we'll give you lots of juicy information to digest. Make sure that you can get your hands on a copy of the presentation once the webinar has finished. You'll notice at the moment, Chelsea, you're muted. I don't know whether you have a microphone, so I'm just going to try and unmute you to see if you do have one so that you can say hello. Let me just have a quick look. Hello? Microphone on your headset, have you? You've just got headphones. Chelsea, Jana also doesn't have a microphone, so if I could just ask you to use the chat box in the bottom right hand corner if you've got any questions. One hand throughout the presentation as well. My colleague will be able to answer any questions that you have, so please do feel free to use the chat box as much as you like. As far as I'm aware, I hope I've got this right. Chelsea, you're calling in from Canterbury College, and Jana, you're calling in from Boston, Lincolnshire. So hopefully I've got correct. Please do correct me in the chat box if I'm wrong. Love you. There we go. Got it correct. This is good. It's lovely for you both to attend. Really, really appreciate it, and hopefully we can help you with your NUS Extra. So moving on to the presentation, we'll keep it nice and short so that we can move on to the open platform Q. And if possible, we'll keep the whole session to under an hour because I appreciate people are very busy, so you can get back to what you were doing previously, but hopefully we'll help you on the way. So, welcome to NUS Extra FE Exchange 2016 webinar. This is the webinar that we've run after the 1st in December, and we plan to continue once a month until we have an event in April called the Exchange. So I'll talk a little bit more about that towards the end of the presentation, but do feel free if you want to hop onto more webinars just to get a bit of a refresher before April, please do so. So we'll start with a guide to the NUS Extra card. So what is it? The NUS Extra card is a student discount card which entitles the cardholder to over 170 brand discounts. We're actually touching on around about 880 at the moment. A student card for 2 or 3 years, and the proceeds of the card goes to 2 places. Your union earns commission, and it goes to NUS for running pioneering campaigns. Why should you sell it? So for every 1 year NUS Extra card your student buys, your union gets £4.70, and then the remainder of the proceeds goes towards NUS's pioneering campaigns. So for example, you might have recently taken part in the #LoveSUs campaign or the Cut the Costs lobby, which took place at Westminster in December. The card increases if the student then buys a 2-year or a 3-year card, and you get even more if they purchase it via an on-campus printer directly from your union. If you have a quick look at this commission table just here, for a 1 card it's £4.70, for a 2-year card it's £8.50, and for a 3-year card it's £12. And if either of you have an on-campus printer, that commission rate per card goes up to £5 for a 1-year card, £8.90 for a 2-year card, and £12.30 for a 3-year card. Okie dokies. So it's also worth noting the 170 brands that we have on the NUS Extra card currently. 2/3 of those are actually exclusive to NUS Extra, so you can't get them anywhere else, such as Uni Days. These help your students to save money, and the bits from the card help NUS to campaign on behalf of students. And do it, like we've mentioned, you get to earn commission on the cards that your students buy. So to sell it, how do you register? The good news is your union is an affiliate of NUS, so you're already registered to sell the card. So that means your students are eligible to buy them, and by doing so, help your union to earn commission. So it helps you to bring in commercial revenue into your union, and it's vital as it helps to support all the essential services that you provide to your students. So whether that advice centres, societies, volunteering opportunities, job centres, administration, all of that stuff is really, really important. This can contribute to that. Okay, combine the NUS Extra card. Well, it's not just your students, your staff can also buy the card too. This is one of those excellent perks that union staff members get. So when a staff goes online to buy the card, in the education details section, which is the bit that can sort of throw people, they simply need to choose professional vocation underneath course level and course discipline. It's really, really easy. So if you've got the opportunity where you can email your staff to let them know that they can buy a card, it's worth doing, because they're all likely to be discount savvy, and they'll all become advocates of the NUS Extra card, which is always good, especially word of mouth to the students when they're out and about talking to them. So in terms of buying one, if your union has a printer on campus, your student can buy it directly from you. It's fast and efficient and means your student can walk away with NUS Extra card as soon as they've purchased it. The other main channel, which I'm sure you're aware of, is the website, so online purchasing. So your students or your staff simply need to head to cards.nusextra.co.uk. The form is very, very simple and self-explanatory. We have pulled together a quick step-by-step guide here, so please do reference this if you need to. Like I say, we're going to send out this presentation, so please don't worry about scribbling all these points down. It is going to be sent to you an email directly after the webinar. So, included in the purchase of the NUS Extra card are bolt-on options. The purchaser can choose to add a charitable donation to Karma Nirvana, whose aim is to stop forces and honour-based violence. They can add on the Gourmet Society bolt-on. This allows the cardholder to gain access to accounts at an extra 5,000 restaurants. And finally, there is the Isaac Bolton. So Isaac stands for International Student Identity Card. The Bolton is currently only available on the one-year card. Introduction to Colin. Hi, Colin. Welcome. I don't know if you've got a microphone. You're currently muted at the moment. If you wouldn't mind, if you could just pop a quick message in the chat box to let us know where you're dialing in from, I'd be really, really grateful. Okay, so what will NUS offer you in terms of selling the cards? So we have an NUS Extra resource bank available to you online. It's NUS Connect and houses sales tips, market materials and information types and the sales channels available. Oh, thanks, Colin. Colin's dialing in from Walsall College. It's lovely to meet you, Colin. Thank you for calling in. All free, and you don't need to log on to access it currently. You are also entitled to free printed and digital resources to help sell the NUS Extra card. So head to the resources section of NUS Connect to order and download your materials. That's available to you for free. We also have services teams who are on to answer any of your queries, and you can contact via telephone or by email. In the card, we'd like to use as many channels as possible, and that's the best advice I can give you. Because obviously NUS Extra brings you in commission, the best thing you can do is get it on all of the free assets that we have available to you, both in print and in digital, and get them plastered all over your union and on your digital channels. So use your website, any digital screen, might have some TV screens around your building, use social media platforms, the free NUS Extra printed materials such as flyers, posters, free displays, dead cards, ceiling hanging boards, and also prepare to download and order your new NUS Extra core materials so you can put all year round. Rain called Make Your Money Back. If you can run that in a really big way when you've got your new students starting in September, that would be great. Run all of our campaigns. So we've currently got the hashtag Jam Plan campaign running. In Christmas, you might have spotted hashtag Shake It Up. Your membership to promote the to incentivise your sports clubs and societies if you have any, so they can push it to their members. Sports clubs are particularly competitive, so it's a really good opportunity in order for them to sell the card on your behalf. And how bundle NUS Extra card with other products such as a ball ticket and a hoodie so that the students can get a little bit of a discount. Very quickly, I'd just like to say hello to Michaela, who's called in from Eastleigh. Hello, thank you for joining us. You're currently on mute, so if you have any questions, please do just pop us a quick message in the box in the right-hand side. And quick tips. Quick tips to help immediately improve the sales of your NUS Extra card. Like I say, we're going to set out this presentation email to you, so don't worry about writing these down. You can reference this immediately after the webinar. So, one, use the free NUS Extra printed materials. So use the flyers and leaflets in your reception area and posters into your washrooms if that's possible. Number 2, add an NUS Extra image on your website. So if you've got any banner spaces, drop an NUS Extra image onto your website where they can click through to buy the card. Send information out about the NUS Extra card in any mailings that you have. So if you send out any welcome letters to your students, then please do think about popping one of the free A5 flyers that we have available to you in there. Number 4, include NUS Extra in any of your e-newsletters. So make sure NUS Extra features regularly and take advantage of the campaigns that we run. So if you do that in newsletters, please do make sure that you mention NUS Extra, perhaps put it as a footer. It could be a feature. And if you're active on social media, please do follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook and share our posts as often as you can. A nice, quick, and easy way to get some messages there without you actually having to write the content yourselves. So having an on-campus printer is also a great way of promoting the card because your students can buy a card and walk away with it in one swift transaction. So do you have a printer? If you do, have you set up Click and Collect yet? If the answer is no to either of those questions, please do pop us a quick message in the chat box and we can be in touch with our production team who can help you and give you all the information that you feel you need. I'll do major software updates on all our printers over the next couple of months. So if you're looking to have a new printer installed or if you're looking to set up Click Collect, you must hang fire until the upgrade is complete, but it'll be worth the wait. So just go a little bit of daydreaming because it's one of my favourite pastimes. Imagine your union has 2,000 student members. Imagine that you sold an NUS Extra card to 10% of them, bringing in £940 commission to your union. Now, if you were able to push that up to 20%, the number just jumped up to a massive £1,800. Then that and went for a 40%, a great big £3,760 earned in commission. And finally, pushing the boat out, going for 50% of your students, it'd be pretty nice if you could bring almost £5,000 commission just on NUS Extra cards. So, the background, before I carry on, I just want to say, Anna, we've received your question regarding on-campus printing. We will pass your information on to our production team. Somebody will be in touch so that you can have information that you need regarding on-campus printers. Keeping in touch, please do sure you like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. By simply liking and sharing our posts, you'll be putting the cards and helping your union to earn that really important commission. As mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, I'd just like to tell you a bit about exchange events that will be running in April. So, Exchange 2016 is a set of 2 events we will hold in April this year. Our aim is to help student unions increase sales by encouraging them to buy the Freshers 2016 campaign. So, let us help you to increase NUS Extra card sales and therefore make more commission for your union. Will you walk away? We're going to see NUS Extra core materials for the new academic year, and we're going to launch the Welcome Freshers materials at this event, and you'll be the first to get your mitts on these resources. We'll look at some sales boosting tips and networking with other students' unions to help you share best practice. The event is likely to take place on the 25th and the 26th of April. We're hoping for one to take place in the north of England, probably around Sheffield, and another in the south, probably going to be in London. Hopefully you'll all be able to attend one of those. It's important that you attend if you can. You'll need to register to attend, and we'll confirm the dates of when you can do this ASAP. And we're going to send out registration invitations to all of you. You'll load and order your NUS Extra core assets via NUS Connect, and you include the NUS Extra Welcome Freshers Week campaign in all of your marketing. So, if, for example, you're going to send out anything to your students over the summer, for example, a welcome letter, please make sure you include details of the NUS Extra card and encourage them to buy it, particularly if they're still at home with mum and dad. So, quick sneak peek, this is what the core materials will likely look for the 2016 campaign. You can use it all year round, so make sure you plaster your campus with it. Some fresher stuff, a little bit different. It's a campaign designed to help students understand just how easy it is to make your money back once you've bought the card. For example, just one trip to Pizza Express with a mate and get a whopping 40% discount off the final bill, because that's the offer that Pizza Express has. They very likely cover the £12 it costs to buy a card. So that's the purpose behind the materials there. A quick question before I summarise. Would you like some more webinars? Is this webinar useful? Please do let me know and we'll make sure that we run some more. You can what you want us to cover and when you want us to run them. Like them to be a regular feature. If so, please do drop me a quick email. It's rachel.moss@nus.org.uk. I'll make sure that this webinar is both available on NUS Connect and we'll also send it out to you in an email following the completion of the webinar. So, quick summary, a to-do list if you prefer. Please do use the NUS Extra core POS materials. So the ones that we have available for this year, if you need some more or if you have any, please let us know and we'll make sure that we get you some sent out. We've still got plenty of time left in this academic year, so if you need some, please do pop me a quick message in the chat box and we'll make sure that we get you some sent out. It's all free and it's all next day delivery, so we've got flyers and we've got posters available. So if you want some, shout up, we'll make sure that you get some. We've got new materials which will launch in April 2016. Please do throw away the old ones, so recycle those because we're going to have some new brands on the new materials. So it's really important that you use new materials as and when they become available. We run the Make Your Money Back campaign. That's the one with the discounts on it that tells you how easy it is to actually make your money back on your £12 and get involved with the local discounts you might have. Like the materials are going to be launched in April 2016 at the exchange event. Plan local discounts now if you can. Attend the exchange, really important that you do. Head to NUS Connect to familiarise yourself with the resources section. Look through our 2 guides and sales tips. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and repost us and retweet us as much as you possibly can. Okay, and that's it. So that's the short presentation that gives you a really basic feel for the NUS Extra card. It gives you some information to start to digest. We'll send the presentation after this webinar so that you can have a really good look through it. You can digest it. You can run the stuff that we've only today. But what we're going to do now is we're going to open up the floor to you for Q&A. I don't think any of you have got microphone capability, so I'm going to use the chat box, and then as and when the questions come through, I'll read those out and we'll give you a response. So we've had a message from Colin. So we have a card printer for click and collect, but just found out that we can't use it in February. Why does it have to take a month to change over? Plus, is there any compensation for anyone who bought an Isaac bolt-on in a month or so? Okay, so this is a brand new upgrade. So the printers haven't been upgraded since they brought in. So it's the very first software upgrade. And what we're doing is we're launching a brand new card. There has to be a launch date at some point, I'm afraid, and we're going for the 3rd of March 2016. So that means is the NUS Extra card will automatically have the bolt-on for the Isaac. So there aren't going to be any compensation for anybody who bought the Isaac bolt-on for £2.99 in the last month or so. But anybody who goes forward on to buying a card, they are going to get the benefit of the Isaac bolt-on without actually having to make any additional payment. In terms of click and collect, make sure is that any unions, because we do have unions with very, very large populations, make sure that any unions that do have printers for click and collect, they'll give enough time to make sure that any orders that have come through on that particular delivery channel are achieved, and we need to make sure that they've got that opportunity to turn all of those around. So it's making sure that the 1st of February click and collect is turned off, so that when we launch the new card on the 1st of March and the printer upgrades begin, it just gives us everybody enough time to do what it is that they need to do. So I do hope that answers your question, Colin, but if you do have any further questions at all, or you'd like to go into it in any more detail, please do drop me an email and we'll make sure that we go into that in more detail as and when you need. Joanna would like to know a little bit more about online printing. Okay, so I presume you're talking about having a printer within your union itself. What we'll do is if you don't have a printer already, we'll get in touch with our production team, and they're responsible for all the printers or the setup and the delivery of that. So if you want more information specifically about online printers, we'll ensure that we have somebody get in touch with you specifically, if that's okay. Are you happy for me to pass on your contact details to our production team? Brilliant. Thank you very much, Joanna. That's great. Oh, so Colin, it says that the free Isaac bolt-on will only be for 1 year. How will this be viewed on a 3-year card? Okay, so Colin, the agreement with Isaac, so we've entered into a very specific agreement with Isaac that's been it's been in communication for a few years now to try and get something in place that Isaac are comfortable with, and also that we can get it amalgamated onto the NUS Extra card. The hint is that even if you buy a 3-year card, the Isaac bolt-on will only be available for 1 year. So currently, if you buy a card, you can have the Isaac bolt-on. If you buy a 2-year card, that bolt-on's not available. So with a 2-year or 3-year card, you'll still get that 1 year free Isaac on the new product. So if you then want to go on to buy the Isaac card so that you've always got that, what we would advise is that people buy the 1 year card and then renew that so that they can continue to get the Isaac benefits, which is what you would currently have to do anyway. Is that question for you, Colin? Is that right? So yes, the cards are going to have the Isaac branding on there. So we'll now have Isaac branding on, whether it's a 1 year, 2 year or 3-year card. Okay. Have we more questions from anybody else? So Chelsea, do you have any questions at the moment? Or Taylor, is there anything that we can help with? Jan just asked a quick question. Do you still get Isaac if they buy online? Yes, absolutely. Jana, the new product that we're going to be launching, the NUS Extra with Isaac, is going to be from the 1st of March. So from the 1st of March, whenever anybody buys the NUS Extra card, it will automatically have Isaac built into that, whether they buy it online or on campus at one of the printers. Okay, that's really great. Thank you, Jana. So Jana's just written a great new deal, so really appreciate that feedback. We'll make sure that Isaac receives that information. Colin asked a quick question that says, so they can be used in shops abroad for 2 to 3 years. So Colin, Isaac's only going to be valid for 1 year. So anybody who wants to use the Isaac product for a full 3 years, what they currently have to do is buy the NUS Extra card with the Isaac bolt-on. Going forward, they won't need the bolt-on. They'll just need to buy the 1 year card and renew that. So the Isaac bit that they're really, really keen on, they just need to make sure that they're purchasing the 1 year card and automatically renewing that each year. The 2 or the 3 years, it's only valid for the first year because it's the freebie. That's the bit that's being thrown in. I hope that makes sense. So if they buy a 2 year card, it won't have Isaac written on it. Yes, no, Isaac will be written on all NUS Extra cards, because if you buy a 2 year card, it does still have Isaac free for 1 year. So whether you wanted Isaac or not, you're still going to get that for 1 year. Again, that's the same for the 3 year card. So 1 year card, 2 year card, 3 year card will all have Isaac branding on, and they'll all have the Isaac bolt-on available for free for that first year. If someone specifically wants to make sure that they can continue using Isaac after the first year, what we suggest is that they buy their 1 year card, and when they get their renewal email at the end of the first year, they simply renew the card at that stage. So rather than buy a 3 year card, they buy a 1 year card and just continue to renew. If that all makes sense, Colin, if you need to have a quick conversation with us, that's absolutely fine. I do appreciate that to make sure you really understand it. So happy to go into this in as much detail as you require. Colin might have, I think he's got the information he needs from that. Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Colin. Have we got any questions from Chelsea or from Michaela? Any more from you, Yana? Can we hear further? Oh, happy. Thank you very much, Chelsea, for letting us know that you're quite happy you've got no questions. Michaela's got a question. So we recently bought a printer. Will upgrade require new cards? Okay, so with the new printers upgrading, so we'll be sending out lots of communications about what happens with the print upgrade. So please don't worry, you'll get lots of emails that will help you with this. So with the upgrade, what will happen is the printers, you'll need to stop using that on the 1st of March. What will happen is from 1st of March, there'll be a team of technicians that will go out across the country to anybody who's got an on-campus printer. And then what we'll do is we will upgrade the software on your printer. We'll take away the old card stock that you have and then replenish it with new cards that have got the Isaac branding on there for when you overprint. So instead of what you actually need to do, if you just follow our step-by-step process that we'll send out to you in an email, it's nice and straightforward. We're going to send out stickers that say do not use that you can put on your printers, and we'll give you instructions and everything that you need, and it's all done for free, and your upgrades for free, and your stock will all be replenished. So don't worry, but there will be plenty of communications going out all about that. But it will mean that your printer will be out of use for a short period of time whilst your upgrade takes place. Is that lovely? Thank you, Michaela. Much appreciated. Okay, so Colin, how soon after the 1st of March will the upgrade team be able to visit? So there's a lot of unions across the whole of the country that have got campus printers. Suggesting is from the 1st of March. It will take up until the end of June for all the on-campus printers to be upgraded. As at the moment they're pulling together the map of how it's going to be tackled. We're not entirely sure where they're going to start, whether it'll be in the south, the north. It hasn't quite been allocated just yet. But it'll take a few weeks for them to get through because there are an awful lot of on-campus printers there across the UK. So we're going to make sure that we complete them as soon as we possibly can, and we'll hopefully send out basic information as and when that becomes available to us. Ideal but can't be helped. I do understand that, Colin. I really do. I know it's not ideal. Ultimately, this is a mandatory upgrade that does need to take place in order for us to bring this new product. It is going to benefit the students, and it is a really, really great opportunity for unions to be able to push a brand new product. So it's going to help you guys to sell the cards as well and hopefully bring in more commission. So in terms of the students, they're still going to be able to have their cards delivered to their home address. They're still going to be able to have them delivered to the union. So hopefully it won't be too much of a hindrance. And hopefully in terms of the number of on-campus printers that are actually out there, we are being able to do this as quickly as we possibly can. Hopefully it will be just a matter of weeks, and we'll try and get through every single union as quickly as we possibly can. So Michaela's just asked a quick question that says, will students still be able to buy cards online between March and June? Absolutely, yes, the sales channel will still be open. It's just that those printers that are on campus are going to have to be taken out of commission whilst we upgrade all of the software. It's a relatively straightforward upgrade. It shouldn't be too complicated, and obviously replenishing of stock is really, really important. But once that is done, everything will sort of go back to normal, and we'll definitely make sure that it's all done in time for that really big spike that people tend to see at the beginning of the academic year in August, September and October. Anybody got any more questions at this stage? Please do feel free to ask. We're here as long as you need us to be. Please do. We're going to send out the presentation after we finish this webinar, and any actions that we've picked up going forward, we'll make sure that we action those as quickly as we possibly can. So we'll make sure that we're with the production team regarding on-campus printers, and we'll make sure that all of the communications regarding click and collect and the printers upgrade are sent out. And please don't worry, it's all listed. Everybody will get all the information that they require, and we are doing everything that we possibly can as quickly as we possibly can, understanding that any upgrade can be a little bit disruptive, but we're doing our best to make sure that it's done nice and quickly and with as little disruption to service as possible. Okay, Anna's happy, Chelsea's happy. Michaela, is there anything further that we can help you with, or Colin, any more questions? Okay, I've got a question. I've noticed that cards sent to colleges have the co-op discount printed on them. How can this be added to click and collect cards? Okay, that's a really good question, and Colin, I will have to pass that on to our production team because they're responsible for the addition of logos onto the various different card types. So what I do is I will make sure that I send a response to you specifically once we've got the answer from the production team. Is the co-op discount particularly important to your union, Colin? Colin's just said that yes, there's a new big shop town, so we do find an awful lot of people find the co-op disc really, really important. Equally, a lot of staff have responded very well to the co-op discount, with it being particularly helpful for weekly shops and things like that. So really, really good question. Thank you for asking, Colin. And like I say, we'll pass the information, the question onto the production team, and we'll send you an email with a response as soon as we possibly can. Okay, Kayla's responded to say that she's asked all the questions that she had. Colin, anything further from you that we can help you with? Okay, thank you ever so much, Colin. So I think that's everybody with all their questions answered. Thank you ever so much for joining us. We will make sure that we keep in touch with you and action anything that you've asked specifically of us. We really hope that you can make it to the exchange in April. We'll send out registration invitations as soon as we possibly can. So it would be great if you could come along. Like I say, there'll be one in Sheffield and one in London, so hopefully you can make it to one of those. It's been so good to be able to present to you all today and answer your questions. You've got my email address. If there's anything further that you need from me, please do keep in touch. And thanks again for joining us. Have a lovely Monday evening and the rest of the week, and we will speak to you very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.